This is wrong. This is not supposed to happen this way. This is wrong. Okay, this looks better, but why is it supposed to print like this? This is definitely not working. No, no. No, I hate it. I'm gonna return this. Namaste ji. AntiDigest here. Not sure about everyone else, but sometimes it feels like just buying things gives me immense happiness. And so I bought this 3D printer about a month ago. I was not really familiar with 3D printers, and I just thought it'd be cool to print out things instead of buying them. Also, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on 3D printing and I thought this could be useful. And well, if I spend like $200 on something like this, and then I'm able to print things or get a value of at least $200 out of it, then it would be worth it. Keeping that in mind, I bought this Creality Ender 3 3D printer, which was the cheapest at the time, and I felt like this would serve the purpose, so I go for something fancier. I mean, I do get happiness in buying stuff, but getting a good deal makes the process even more fun. So, the printer arrived in like 3 to 4 days. I had heard it takes like an hour to assemble it, so one fine Sunday, finding time from my not so busy schedule, I started unpacking and assembling it. Do also remember, I have a knack for making mistakes while assembling things, and this time was no exception. But at the same time, I thought the worst could be like I keep assembling it and disassembling it all day, which was not too bad, right? In any case, I start assembling it, this time also trying to follow each and every step in the manual. But the manual wasn't very descriptive, so there were mistakes. But they were not as bad, and I didn't have to disassemble everything and then start assembly all over again, which isn't too bad, right? There were moments when I did not understand what I was doing at all, and also when I tried to skip steps and then had to take steps back in order to continue from where I started jumping ahead. All in all, pretty easy assembly, except for the unwanted, gooey, oily stuff that came off one of the screw rods, and I had to deal with it since it started sticking to different sockets on the printer. Yep, the printer comes with about 5 meters of PLA filament. I hadn't remembered to buy filament for myself, so at the same time, when I was testing with the sample filament, I did some research and bought a set for myself. But since they did add a sample, I wanted to test it right away. To print anything, you would need to create and or get the STL files of the object that you want printed. For testing specifically, I found these pretty cool STL files of superhero keyrings that you could download, and I just wanted to print them. Once you have the STL files, then you would also need the Creality Slicer software, which comes in the 8 GB micro SD card with the printer as well for Windows users. And you can download it from their website if you are a Mac user like me. The keyrings were very small in size, so I did some tweaking in their sizes and dimensions on the Creality Slicer, which is a pretty intuitive software, and also did some optimization of the bed temperature and the heating temperature, which in whatever YouTube videos I've watched was useful or seemed useful. And finally exported the G code file to the SD card and started the print. I was so excited that I sat beside the printer while the bed was heating up and the needle was at the right temperature and the printer started to print. And I saw that the printer printed like strings of the filament and it felt like wow. But after a couple of minutes, I realized that the printed filament, started to move on the bed. And I realized that the printed filament was not sticking to the bed, so I stopped the print, went back, did some tweaking on bed temperature and extruder temperature, came back, restarted the print. It happened again, didn't stick to the bed, so I went back, did some more tweaking, came back with the new file, and it didn't work again. And I did this almost the entire day on Sunday, and I was annoyed. This is definitely not working. No, 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 I hate it. I'm gonna return this. And well, that happened. But it was late on Sunday, so I slept over it instead of ordering the return of the item right away. And during the week, I thought maybe I could Google the issue, figure out what went wrong, maybe even fix it by myself. And with some research, I figured there could be one of the two problems. Either the bed temperature and or the extruder temperature were not right, especially for the filament that I was using, or the bed was not level. And obviously, I jumped right onto the bed leveling issue. After watching a bunch of YouTube videos and checking with a sheet of paper on all corners of the bed, even center, I was able to make it work. And obviously, I tested by printing all of the superhero keychains. Now they just need the metal attachments to go on the keyring. And I need to make myself feel that the purchase was worth it. So I will start going online to find more of these free STL files and start exploring with what I can print and what gives me happiness. In any case, I had fun assembling this 3D printer and setting it up. And hopefully you find something useful in this video as well. And if you like the video, I would be happily accepting metal keyrings for the keychains that I printed as gifts. Until then, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.